Hello, everybody. My name is Jeremy, and welcome back to Night Call. I don't know what I'm going to do with this yet. Whenever the last video ended, it was an abrupt end. My father fell. I had to go help him. He's okay. Busted up his hand a little bit, but he's all right. So we're still like 1 o'clock in the morning here, sitting there playing this, and have to be working 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock in the morning. But I said I'd take a 3-hour nap today, and I'm okay for right now. We're going to keep going forward because I left to write a Harvey, and really getting into like a really deep thing with him, but then I just had to hop out. And I know you guys are going to be like, oh my god, and I'm sorry. These things happen. Living with my father, being as old as he is, I apologize. So hopefully you guys are still hanging in there. What is this? Passidex. How many passengers are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. Minus 1. 15 times 6. Minus 1. 89 passengers? There's probably a 90th. There's probably 90 passengers. This is probably just like. There is. Oh my gosh. Locked. Okay. Oh, I've done everything for Copy. Boo. Okay, things didn't move right. Alright, that was not today, was it? No, I was working on that one. Raise a mid, she wanted to be a dancer, okay. That's a lot, PA. Met Janet. Boss, you saw your boss, okay. Lieutenant, fucking bitch. Oh god, there's some other stuff for McQuaw. Alright, let's get back in there. Hopefully it's left me right where I needed to be. That's interesting. I can just look at the passenger stuff. Okay, there's like 89 passengers in total. That's impressive. Oh no. Flush the toilet and you hear the pipes shake. One of them runs into their bed. Find out. Time is now calming. Go quickly. Minutes later, outside are still night 3. Okay. So apparently I took a nap. But Harvey is gone. Oh no. Oh no, Harvey's gone? No! Oh my god, it sucks so bad. What is that? What is this? I'm gonna stick with just keeping it close. Let's get this one. It's the closest one I think. Maybe that one, but we'll go this way. There's a gas station. A horde of cop cars is headed down the street. No one notices you. Sorry. Lola Hopkins. Alright, let's go. Next passenger is heavily pregnant. Go to help her inside, but she waves you away with her hand. I'm fine. Judging from her accent, she's not from Paris, not from France, English, or maybe American. Things just take a bit longer these days. She settles in, adjusting her coat and her huge belly. You gun the accelerator and set off. Typically, you find yourself driving more deliberately, not slower. Just carefully. You regard the woman in the mirror. She's staring out the window with 1,000-yard stare, her hands wringing themselves around each other like a fistful of snakes. Your French is pretty good. Why is it at the back of your head? I know. Where are you from? She sighs deeply, though it's not the first time she's heard the question. I'm from the UK. Wait, Manchester. I'm from Manchester. I mean, that's in the UK, but the distinction is important, especially these days. It says the UK and everyone assumes you're from London. I fucking hate London. You've driven a fair few British people over the years. Most don't speak a word of French. Many had an odd sense of pride in their lack of language ability. But accent aside, the young woman behind you is fluent. Didn't mean to offend. She looks away from the window into your eyes. You try to smile, her face softens. Don't worry about it, get used to it. There's worse things you could have opened with. She sips uncomfortably. How far along are you? It's normal for cabins to ask extremely personal questions for them to get go. Shrug. Some people like to talk. Helps the ride pass quicker. Does it now? She squirms a little. A small grimace passes over her face. 7 months. Fuck, feels more like 17. You any idea how hard it is going for a piss in a crowded shopping center carrying another human around like a fucking personal bus service? No idea. You're the human whose favorite pastime just happens to be giving your bladder a swift kick every 20 minutes. Blows out a big sigh. It sounds like hot air escaping a kettle. It's pretty fucking hard. Her tone is harsh, but looks back, you see her hand stroking her belly. A small smile on your brickling her lips. She's a feisty one, that's for sure. That's her French side. She's half French. I'm sure it's half. I'm the one doing the heavy lifting. But definitely a good third or so, yeah. That's why I'm over here. Hamed insisted the little bugger pops out over here. Gives herself an EU passport. The smile on her face dies in place, and she stares out the window again. Need to get out of the UK after everything that happens. I'll let that one linger. A flat. Gum saw a few gigs doing kitchens. Saturday night down the cinema watching all-night horror-thons. She smiles. It was lush. And then it all went sideways. I mean, no one thought it was actually going to happen. See the campaigners on the streets remain and leave. You pass them off as fanatics or something. I wasn't into politics, but when it's on the news every night, something leaks through. Something gets you thinking. Ahmed was more into it than I was. He kept bringing home these flyers, blue for remain, red for leave. It was a fucking primary school popularity contest or something. You look back and notice her hand go to her mouth. She starts plucking nervously at her bottom lip. Must have been scary. Nothing was ever positive. Every argument, every headline, non-stop fucking negativity. Fucked if we say, fucked if we leave. Promises from every side, numbers, predictions, posters, billboards. A few weeks before the vote, no word of a lie. No word of a lie. The whole fucking city felt like a bomb about to explode. People at work kept getting into slanging matches about this bid or that bid. How could you possibly think versus you don't know what you're talking about? When the result came back, there were about 20 minutes of celebration. Then the brakes kicked on something harsh. Walking to work that morning, you couldn't help but judge everyone. Like, I wonder which way she voted. There were a couple of fights at work, like proper fights, fists swinging all over the place. If there's one thing insecure fucking men need, it's something to throw punches about. Bad, worse than me. I hadn't seen him cry before that. Came home from work and he just hugged till he stopped shaking. When his grand died, his fucking family dog, never so much a tear. But this was too much. I had to cry myself. After it turned out all those twats in London didn't know what the fuck to do next. Yeah, it unraveled pretty quick. Things got real bad after. Hamed had a few run-in with Brexiteers, you know, the hardline knobs and with Union Jack hoodies and Winston Churchill tattoos. Boy, I should have told him to fuck off home. He could deal with that. They're the same over here. But one group, we were together one time, and a group of them told me to fuck off with him, called me a traitor. He had squared up to them. Things got tense. First time I never had been glad to see a copper. So yeah, we fucked off. Wasn't worth it over there. My man's jobs had dried up anyway. No one to hire a foreigner. Been staying with his lot over here ever since. Spare room. His mom don't speak a word of the Queen's. Her dad tries, bless him. They love baked beans. She smiles to herself. No, this one's almost here. Oh no. I don't fucking know. Shifts again, the seat creaking under her weight. That's a sound you seldom hear. What would you have done? I mean, if you lot ever had a Brexit vote or something, how would you vote? I don't know, honestly. I don't really know what would happen either way, so could I make a reasonable choice? It would just be guessing. Then again, if I can make a decision, who can? You just pretend it wasn't happening? Close your eyes, hope everyone else makes the right choice for you? Nah, mate, nah. My accent thickens as she goes on. One way or the other, you have to take a side. Nothing that irritates me more than those cheeky fucks in the middle telling everyone to just get on. It's not people, is it? We ain't designed to get on. Put two people on an island with enough food and both of them within half a fucking hour, one of them's kicked shit out of the other over some biscuits. Problem wasn't the voters guessing. Problem was the people asking the questions making shit up. Using photos from Africa saying they were immigrants wanting into the UK, putting made-up numbers on the side of the fancy red buses, telling us horror stories about rioting and civil war. That were the problem. Not our fault if we had to guess. It was their fault for asking the wrong fucking question. Pull up to the destination and she fumbles her fare over to you. Sorry about all that. No problem, I understand. Yeah. At least over here everything's over there. Don't have to think about it every fucking moment. She moves to leave. Go to help her again, but she smiles refusing you. Really, it's okay. But I appreciate the offer. Makes me feel welcome. A few moments later, she waddles slowly to the door. Her hands continue to twist themselves into shapes as she waits for an answer until finally she disappears inside. You sigh and set off into the night. Could I have gotten a tip better if I would have chose a side? I'm just not a political person, and I know a lot of people are like, you're political, you have to choose it. No, you don't. No, I don't believe that one fucking bit. Like, I can do what the fuck I want to do. I don't give a shit about politics. I don't care. We know I give a shit about people. I give a shit about people. That's what I give a shit about. I don't care what political side of the fence you ride on. You're just a good person. You can be a good person regardless of your political views. That's just my opinion. But, so we are Herb. Do I have time? I'm gonna try it. Come here, Herb. Hervé. Herb. I like Herb because it just sounds more like Herb. I'm gonna try this again. Need a ride, cabby? So hopefully it's the same thing, just going to a different destination. Door opens, it's Herb. He greets you with his bizarre verbal tick as usual. Okay, getting damn cold out now, Al. Hi, Herb. Start the engine. Everything pretty cold tonight, right? His voice has a particular lit to it. 0 syllables, telling to stop. Stutter. Hey, aren't you cold with your ass stuck in the car seat of yours? No, I'm fine. Well, then, enjoy, boy. I got a place to stay in Passy. Any way you can give me a lift? Sure, of course. Great, mate. That way we stay nice and warm. 15 years I've been on the street, it's never been this cold, I swear. You know some guys aren't going to make it, shit. That's how it goes for us, yes. Pause. The smell is gradually permeating the inside of the cab. Doesn't bring back fond memories, but it doesn't bother you either. You'll leave the door open later and on the air out of the cab. You know, I'm used to it, even before, sure. Don't think I ever told you. When I was a kid, I was never cold old. Never. Weird uneasy break. One time my mother dragged me to the Pyrenees during vacation. Didn't know what the hell to do with me. I liked to drink, you see. The first night we were there, I broke the bottle of gin she'd brought along. Should have seen her. Threw a fit, shit. She gave me a thrashing, and I gave as good as I got. That's how we used to talk back then. She ended up dragging me by my pants and locking me out of the balcony. Icicles were hanging from the eaves. It had snowed the day before, sure. I sat there for an hour, arms crossed, with like a cardigan on my back, Mac, and underpants on my ass. Didn't budge. She was storming around the apartment, my old lady was, yelling at me, but I didn't hear nothing. Well, cold didn't get me, see. Felt nothing at all, nah. Wish I could say the same today. What happened at the end? Well, it got dark out. She let me in, did. She was furious all week. It was the last time we went on vacation together. After that, she died. Number up. Yep. Pause. I used to tell my buddy Seb that story all the time. You know, the tall black guy who used to hang around with me. Yeah. Well, he really loved that story. He asked me to tell it to him over and over again. I think what he really loved was hearing me talk about my old lady. You know what I mean? Doesn't make us any younger. Hey, yeah. Guy pulls up to the shelter and passes. Fuck, the last time I was here, there was a protest out front. A bunch of guys from the neighborhood who didn't want us to squat at that place. They were yelling their heads off, sounding like a bunch of goddamn sailors. Yeah, sailors. I guess even those rich dudes have balls. He exits the cab. Thanks, man. I know I can count on you. Good luck. Rubs his hand together and walks towards the shelter. Oh, Herb gets the free rides around here. I need to get some gas. Is this a monkey? I don't know what this is. Is there another? Do I have time? There's no other, really. Let's go ahead. Let's get gas at the end of the night here, looks like. If I can. I might be able to get one more, but we'll see. Pull over and stop at a gas station. Not a soul in sight. Fluorescent lights irritate your eyes, and the smell of pee is wafted up from the space in between the pumps. Self-service here. You pay directly at the pump. The mini bar over there must sell some newspapers. The person behind the counter must see and hear things. Might be worth asking a couple questions. This is as shady as ever. Be careful getting out of the cab. Shop here. Welcome to the mini bar. The guy behind the counter doesn't even look at you when you start to talk in a lazy, lifeless tone. Hi. I don't even know what that is. Gas. Let's talk to the clerk. The serial killer business is crazy. The clerk cuts you off, pointing an angry finger at the newspaper on display in front of you. You see how much the police suck at catching you? Smile when you keep talking. I'm buy the newspaper. Okay. Good evening. Cole welcomes you outside, quickly makes you forget first unpleasant one. in your taxi and drive away. I have a little time left. I have time for one more person. Is there any more? It's across town. I'm not trying to go all the way across town. This is interesting. I don't know what the fuck this is. I'm not trying to go across town. Let's go. This one I think is the closest. Try and grab one more. Francine Gaillard. I need to talk to you. Okay, Francine. Sure, it's gonna be a late night, but we'll do it. After gets in the cab, greets you in an uncertain tones. Good evening. Try to answer as warmly as possible. Good evening. Good evening. I want to... She stopped short, trembling as if in a panic. Something alright? No, it's not. She begins pouring her heart out. A flood of sorrow fills the cab. I've lost my cat. Takes her head. They're chasing the bad dream. I know, it's pretty silly, it's pathetic. But I lost my cat. She holds up a poster of the missing animal. His name is Krauke. Cat from the other night, you're sure of it. Listen, I know this is going to sound crazy, but someone saw my cat get into a cab. So I called our company and asked which taxis were in the neighborhood the night he disappeared. You're the only one. I need your help. Her tone is incredibly hesitant, insecure. Please tell me, you know where he is. Where is Krauke? Where is my cat? It's a question of life or death. That's all. Just him straight with a jerk. That's wonderful. Where is he? Take me there. The train? She looks down at the poster in her hand. That's why he stole my money. I knew he was up to something. So smart for a little ball of fluff. Did you talk to him? Mancourt. I'm sure you talked to him. Krauke's not just any old cat, you know. He saved my life. I adopted him when he was still a tiny kitten. I took care of him, spoiled him, fed him for weeks. I took time off work to take care of this little thing. I knew right away he wasn't like other cats. He was different. I stood up for him too. When my friend said he was taking up too much room in my life, I dropped him. When he told me he couldn't come with me to work anymore, I changed companies. He's the only reason I get out of bed in the morning. Please, I'm begging you. When my mother died, I decided to get a cat. I thought it would take my mind off things, get me interested in something else, and then she stares at you. I'm going to ask you one last time, do you know where my cat is? Don't you? Your cat got into my cab. Her eyes flashed with hope. I drove him to Saint Lazare. Deville? Maybe. He's in Deville, I'm sure of it. He loves it there. Would you stop the car, please? Go on the sidewalk. Thank you. She lowers her gaze. I know I was a little too much for him. Might have been a little suffocating, but he was everything to me. And nobody seems to understand. Nobody. Time seems to have come to a standstill. By and by, she looks over at you. He's probably dead by now. And it's your fault. So the cabin walks away without shutting the door. The next minute she's gone, swallowed up by the night. You get out and close the door. Take a deep breath, your lungs freeze. Wait another minute to get back inside and start the engine. Well, she paid me, at least. Is this Santa Claus? No, I ain't going home. Give me Santa. Am I not gonna make it? Oh, why is it vibrating? Oh, why is this vibrating? Why is this vibrating? Why am I... Couldn't do it. You know more about your clients. Okay. 228, okay. Damn, I wanted to get Santa. Take a few minutes to update your board with new clues. Your neighborhood flushes the toilet. Use the pipe shake. Okay, so let's see. So we need to look at some of these. Let's go up and look at this. All right. So anything new? Really need to read these. Chloe's parents. Three colonial. No, I'm not really about a killer wearing black gloves. I haven't met Paul yet. I've met him once. I don't think it's Herb. I don't think it's Pierre. No sign of violence. Spent bullet case. The victim is killed with one bullet in the neck. Shock crime scene, death, execution. I'm going to do the victim's research. So that right there, this feels like this. He's investigating the first three victims. Killer knew the victims or researched them. That kind of like, okay. Herb doesn't seem the type of guy. I don't think I've seen gloves on him yet. Defender, several listed. So I mean, look at this. Justice. I mean, he would know to wear gloves. So, you know, I have to remember that Herb, and again, another person pointed this out to me. Thank you very much. You know who you are. Herb saw the silhouette, made sure they know that it was a he. So I think this kind of rules out her. But I'm now leaning towards Salim. But let's go ahead and we got some time here. This is for victim 1. Okay, so let's go back up here. We know a little bit more now. Well, I thought we did. Killer fought with victim 1. Okay. Spotted community killer. That could be either one of these two, right? I think. Or maybe these three, really. And that's how I feel that way. Oh, no, any of these 4. No, well. Any of these 4. Really. Execution. Probably this one. I don't know. It's getting kind of weird. Let's go ahead and look at least victim 2 here. Don't have enough time for this one. 2 locations discovered. Let's go back up. Victim 2 killed in only spot without CCTV. Someone made mention of something having CCTV, I think. Who would know that? These 2 would know that. PA and Paul. Victim 2 stolen wallet. Source cop. Okay. That's only connected to her. Okay. So her height. So none of these. So again, this still kind of, to me, is less than. Okay, killer height was less than. So this is all of them. These are all less than. Alright. Victim 3, respected. So I feel like this is definitely something that needs to be like. This is like number one. I need to pay attention to that. Right? Put a message and chalk on the first 3 cons. So this I might as well just get rid of. Like, I'm not gonna figure that one out. Victim 3, respect. This one is, you know, he's a respected community pillar. You know, he would have reasons to do this. You know, he would probably not. He would. You know, he probably would. Right? The kill of Victim 2 killed in the only spot without CCTV. Who would know that? He would. He would, and he would. Okay. Deck that execution. That's going to go over here for now. A whole lot I can do with that. Kill 11 message and chalk on first 3 crumbs. No sign of violence. I'll talk. No sign of violence? Okay. One kill with 1 bullet to the neck. Killer fall victim. Alright, so that's pretty much going to be it. I ain't going to have time to do all that, so we'll have to end the night now. Phone rings and you jump. You're not used to hearing it. No one ever calls you. It must be busted. I'll pick it up. Pick it up. Buzzing sounds irritating. You there? Yeah. Listen, it's... She pauses. You suddenly hear a ruckus in the background. Probably noise in this station. There's your voice. Anyone got the time? Hey, guys, anyone? Fuck, they're all Neanderthals here. Listen. Zillion, I'm wiped out. So are you, I bet. Let's get straight to the point. What do you have for me? Calm, methodical voice, start giving her the evidence you collected. Start with the first suspect, their connection to the victims, the rumors, and the second suspect, and so on. A few minutes in, she lets out a whistle. Not bad at all, seriously. You're going to give a lesson to the zombies I work with. Alongside. There's some good news for you. We checked the alibi of one of the suspects I gave you. As you listen to her, you turn the board and pull down the suspect she's referring to. So it's got to be someone else. She snickers. You know how lucky you are? I'm doing your job for you, pal. Enough chit-chat, I gotta run. I'll call you in 2-3 days, okay? Understood. Good doggy. I'll call you in 3 days, and you better have what I need to make a proper arrest. The DA has fangs. I'm pretty sure he's going to turn into a werewolf at some point. She babbles on for a while, her voice becomes softer, just as sarcastic. I explain his terrible breath. Okay, I'm out. Hangs out. Hold the hand set to your ear for a while. You have to just one thing in mind, sleeping. Forget it all. Who am I taking off the board? Herb is not the victim, not the killer. Okay. With a heavy hand, wiped a tired face. You pulled open the soft bed, which unfolds in the unpleasant creak. Collapse on the mattress. The events of the day turn through your head. The streets, the passengers, their faces, their problems. So Herb is not the killer. Alright. You open one eye. It's pitch black outside. Time for work. Get up quickly. I'm gonna keep playing. What time is it? Boy. A few minutes later, you're outside the studio. It's late, but I'm gonna keep going because I want to keep going. So I've got some information here. I need to stop fucking these things up, really. Honestly, I need to stop fucking all with them. There's a guy. Let's see. There's nobody of note. I do have some leads here, looks like. So let's go here. So now I'm gonna have to start kind of like slow down a bit. Just hit with a migraine. Cracked window, icy Paris in there, fills the cab. You need to rest. You need coffee. You need to close your eyes. Just a minute. One tiny minute. You don't need to sleep. Oh shit. Raise your head. You see yourself sitting in the back seat. Your gut clenches. No, it's more like someone is pulling your guts out. Yeah, I look like shit, I know. No surprise considering all the crap I eat, right? Smirks. Maybe it's just a smile. Can't quite tell. Just got one thing to say. It won't take too long. Be able to get back to defending the weak and the poor right after. And maybe clean up your reputation and that pretty face of yours. You're not going to get the job done. Close your eyes, hoping this mirage will vanish. But I won't be able to help that whore. Maybe you'll finally realize she was just using you. Squeeze your eyes shut and see colorful shapes appear, dance around you, disappear. That's your problem. You always want to help people, but no one ever wants to help you. There's no reciprocity. It's all one way. And that bitch is just like all the others. Some whore. Cop, whore, same difference. I don't get you. You already locked you up once. You want to go back in? I had no choice. The laughter sends chills down your spine. There's something vulgar about it. Seriously, man. You had no choice. Whatever. Run, man. Take your taxi and run. My humble advice, but who am I giving advice to give advice anyway? You always have a choice. Always. Not me. Not then. You feel his gaze bear down on you. I don't know what you tell your passengers. Get the fuck out. He shrugs. He shrugs. You're a piece of shit and you know it. Making deals with traitors, sucking dick so you won't end up in jail. Man, you're the victim here. Be a victim. Use victimhood to your advantage. It doesn't happen every day. The other time, you weren't the victim. He clenches his teeth in the rearview mirror. Killing your own brother, now that's something. He bugs his eyes out, mocking surprise or horror. Pretty hardcore. There you go. Why are you letting you get angry? Shows you got something in your shorts. Suddenly feel nauseous. Let me tell you what your problem is. I thought you actually had a chance in life. Your gut is burning, like a content, like it's sometimes ready to spew all over the windshield. Like your good grades in school, your faggoty little books, as if 3 months you spent in college might actually change anything. But you're nothing. According to the people of this country, you don't count. You throw up a little in your mouth, the bile stings in your throat. According to the people you protect and drive all over Panam, you don't count. Double over the steering wheel, your stomach burns, but nothing comes out. Glance behind you and realize you're alone in the cab. It's just you. Wipe the sweat from your forehead and start driving again. The smell of the motor reassures you, calms you down. I just drove away from it? Oh, I guess that was the informant thing. Okay, so no, let's go ahead and pick up, let's grab this one. We're close over here. I'll try to end up going back on the other. Luxury car drives up next to you, passes and disappears into, okay, well, Bastille. Next picture has the overtired, worn look by so many young Parisans. She collapses into the back seat and mumbles an address on the other side of the city. Start driving. You secretly watch her in the rearview mirror. Her face looks familiar. Maybe she's famous. Maybe you've driven her before. After a few minutes, you decide she must be a babysitter. Young, not necessarily wealthy, an expression of utter boredom on her face. You often pick up this kind, especially in the nice neighborhoods. Since her pastor wants to talk about the killer, it's simple. Since the first murder, everyone thinks they know something. Everyone thinks they saw something. And this pastor is no exception. Raises her head. Yeah. falls silent again. The silence lasts a few seconds. Out your window, Paris is just beginning to fall asleep. Occasionally you catch her glancing discreetly at you. Maybe she recognizes you too. Some minutes go by before she dares break the silence. Can I ask you something? She leans forward slightly. You and I have already talked. You know, I remember when I was babysitting for an Iranian family and instead of hanging. Of course. Smiles. Her eyes tell you she's not entirely sure you're telling the truth. It's not all the same situation anyway. There are new clients. I think I'm in love with the father. Speed up unconsciously. Oh God. In love. Yes, in love. She smiles at you, then looks quickly outside the road. It's late. A few pedestrians are walking up the street, heads buried in their coats and scarves. I can't stop thinking about him. There's something warm about him, about the way he moves. He's so sweet. A bit distant, maybe a bit disconnected. She snickers. Not really my style to fall in love so easy. Actually, that never happens to me. I've had a few boyfriends, one girlfriend, nothing serious, no real attachment. This, her eyes wide, she's speaking to herself more than you. Fingers slide over the window as she leaves a message you can't see from the seat. That's why I left him a message tonight. A message. Yes, a letter. It slipped into his coat pocket. Her eyes start to wander again. She's elsewhere. He used to play rugby. He's got an amazing build. He's got a bit of a belly now, and it pulls over his shirt buttons. Her eyes twinkle. I love it. It makes me melt. I close my eyes. I picture him. She stops, as if she's only just realized she wasn't alone in the taxi. What do you hope will happen? She stops talking, but her mouth stays open. I don't really know. I hope he'd tell me how he feels. Then he'll turn me down. That things will be clear. I can't take this anymore. I'm worn out, tired of seeing him all the time without being able to touch him. There's one question you're dying to ask. Has he come on to you? She smiles. No. It's like I don't even exist. My wife takes care of everything. She calls me, pays me, orders the cab. She's lovely. Adorable, actually. And the little kid is an angel, always smiling, always in a good mood. She needs a moment to complete her sentence. He barely says hello. It's like I don't even exist. She looks away. You don't want to reach your destination. Silence fills the cab. The lady leans forward suddenly, like she's surprised to find herself at the end of her street, near her building. I should be ashamed, shouldn't I? Her eyes are filled with tears. She's shaking a bit. You hear from a tone of her voice that she's panicking. No. She nods. Yes, I know I should be, but I shouldn't have. Up to the sidewalk while she heaves an odd sigh. Stifled sob, perhaps. Such an idiot. She pays her fare and gets quickly out of the cab. She practically runs to her building, unlocks the door, and throws herself into the lobby. She only released the steering wheel and stopped to catch her own breath. Take a moment and turn the key to ignition. I mean, you can't help how you feel. That's how you feel, right? Okay, I have my performance over here, and there's more. Okay, let's see here. I need to get back over here. Let's bounce over to here. Check out this informant. Like, I need to start doing more informal work. I still need to work. I probably need to do like a bounce of. Let's see what this person says. Let's pick up this person and take them. Let's see what this person says. But I'm gonna start having to be a little bit more like harsh. There's also a newspaper. I haven't read that today yet. Oh, no newspaper available. Parker taxi across from the stadium, just a few meters from the two-story building. It's an odd brick place that clashes with the huge concrete behemoth that is Charles T. Stadium. You get out of the car and walk to the front door. You knock. Wait a few minutes, lights come on, the door finally opens. Marco appears. Marco's a former taxi driver, a strange guy, a bit spacey and different. He's been working at the stadium for a few years now. Well, shit, you're still alive. That's Marco, you like him. I mean, wow, so nice to see you. Even though he stole your wife. Okay. Come in. You want something to drink? Alright, you stop drinking. Cup of coffee? Yes, please. Follow him into the caretaker's home. Pretty nice, despite the mess. Filth. He serves you a cup of coffee and sits down at the table. Follow suit. Only noise in the room is the TV behind Marco. Before you came by, he was playing a soccer video game. Fans are singing and clapping their hands. So, what have you been up to? I have some questions for you. He shakes his head. No, not yet. Man, seriously, no. Last time I helped you out, I lost my job, so the answer is no. You have no choice, and you know it. You owe me this much. He drops his head between his shoulders, and he starts to beg. I'm telling you, man, I love this job. It's so easy. I get to take care of the stadium that's empty 75% of the time. He sits up roughly in his chair. Behind him, on the screen, the stadium is going wild. I need information on Ronan Besson. Straightens up. Ronan, the coach that got killed by the judge? The very one. He's a great guy. Everyone's torn up about it. I hate it when you do that sort of thing. Seriously, it freaks me out. Pops aside. This is going to get back to me somehow. There were rumors. Some parents heard he was a little too hands-on with the kids a while back. You get my drift, but no one ever looked into it. Was it true? I don't know nothing. A few months ago, Ronan cornered a kid, like, by the showers, you know what I mean? The kid stabbed him in the thigh with a pair of scissors and ran away. The kid's parents weren't sure whether they'd file a complaint. The club director brought Ronan in and bam, 2 days later, he was murdered. Who else knows this? About the kid? No one, I think. Well, maybe some of the parents, don't know. Get up. One last thing. Damn it. I didn't, fuck it. You go through the names of suspects, no reaction. Until you mention Senley. Wait. The kid's parents, they knew a lawyer. He came 2 days before Ronan was killed. It was Salem Watt, the same guy who's defending the terrorist. Did you meet him, or did you meet Ronan? Yeah, he totally came. He knew Ronan. He was his coach, like 25 years ago. Small world. His voice suddenly sounds childlike. Don't tell anyone where you got this information, okay? Don't worry. Yeah, I've heard that before. There's a noise comes from the TV. Okay, I've got to run. Walks your door, mumbling with a clenched teeth. Every time I run into you, you jinx me. Every single time. You walk outside of it and over to your taxi. Door, key, motor purring. You go back to work. That is a huge fucking clue. Huge fucking clue. Huge clue. So I've done this person. I'm actually closest to this guy. Let's go ahead and get, because I missed some money, making some money on that. So huge clue. You like this street? Well, it's like a postcard. You've always found it charming. Except good. That works out great. Short drive. Fashioner climbs into the cab and slams the door shut behind him. Good evening. Plain St. Denis, please. Stop short, visibly sizing you up. You know where it is? You nod yes. Avenue. Des Maguis Genius. So, you know the street. Yes, sure. Looks at you intently. You know all the streets in Paris? The question drips with disbelief. You know his kind well, the sort who'd refer to you as the Arab, and not bat an eyelid. Just nod. Goes on watching you for a while and says, well, then let's go. You start the cab. Your client stares out the window as if hypnotized. You watch him in the rearview mirror. His face, familiar to you. Accent too, though you've never been able to place it. It's in some rural region, central France perhaps. Take another look. That's it. Got it. He was a constant on one of those reality shows where farmers meet women. I'd seen him on the show a few weeks before. You'd watch it from her hospital bed with a distracted eye. Something about it had bothered you. The show was a masquerade. Life in the country seems seen from a very Parisian and cynical perspective, full of scorn and contempt. Achievement. Okay then, you figured out who I am. His remark and his accent brings you back to the present. Sorry? Recognize me, right? You can make fun of me now? Make fun of you? Shrugs. Yeah, like all those other people do out there, out on that there Tweety thing. Tweety? It takes you a second to realize he was talking about social media. I'm sorry. Didn't mean to stare. Pauses. You mean you don't know who I am? He hesitates for a second. Yeah, I do. I mean, I do, yes. Kind of reality show, huh? Exactly. But why do people make fun of you? He heaves a long sigh as if letting off steam. His drawl has become more pronounced. At first the show was okay, and then I started seeing my face all over TV, on other shows. I mean, now I find out the internet is laughing at me too. Internet. There are those things, I can't remember what they call. Moms, mams, memes, you know, those pictures that move all by themselves on the damn internet. Memes. You have no idea what he's talking about. It's memes, I think. I'm just gonna say nothing. So I made myself a Tweety account to go and see what they're saying about me. Call me a virgin and a Nazi, and then I screw my cows too. Looks away as if someone else had spoken the words. They practically dying laughing. A farmer who doesn't want to finish this sentence. So yesterday I said I'd had it. I called my cousin to keep an eye on the farm, and I left for Paris. I'm on my way to see those TV jokers right now. 6 months ago they said if there was any problem whatsoever, they'd take care of it. Well, there is a problem. I'm trying to get me a bottle of water. The anger had subsided somewhat. His face is returning to its normal color. Boy, he's mad. Get a water. Hold on. Because I am parched. Apologize. There we go. And then they're going to do. They're going to have all those jokes deleted right away. I'm going to see my face glued to those pictures of freaks who do cows. It's disgusting. His hands are shaking. There's not much they're going to do, my guy. I don't think they can do that. He gives an energetic nod of head. Believe me, they're going to listen. I may be just a plain old farmer, but no one's going to disrespect me. Squares his shoulders as if to fend off the attacks. Forget it. His eyes half closed, he practically growls the words. There is a palpable air of sadness about him. First, I told him I didn't want to be on their stupid old show. It wasn't for me. But they insisted. They showed me pictures of the women. He lowers his eyes. And then, well, I said yes. Should have never said yes. Put up the address he gave you. The studio gates are still closed. Park the cab and cut the engine. Is it closed? Nod yes. Doesn't open till 6. He pointed to a sign posting to the gates. He sighs. There'll be hardly anyone here before 9 or 10 o'clock. I don't care, I'll wait. He rummages through his pockets and pulls out a wallet. What are you going to ask them? Well, so, good luck. He gives you a curt nod. Live purred. Believe me, they are not going to get away with it. Fixes his gaze on you, his eyes narrow. No, I'm not racist. His voice is low and raspy. Don't believe the show. Didn't mean what I said. I didn't really say that stuff either. What exactly did you say? Stop short. That nothing. He avoids your gaze. Then all at once says, a lot of nonsense. Fixes his gaze on you, visibly moved. I'm not very good at this. He chokes up, gesturing it with his hand as if to make it all disappear. When he starts up again, he's on the verge of tears. Anyhow, I'll just wait here until it opens. As you face the ferry next to the cab, you watch him for a minute, and he starts his vigil in front of the gates. Poor guy. You know, reality shows have been known to do that, like cut and paste and make it sound like worse than it really is. Yeah, reality shows are shit, apparently. There was a newspaper in the back seat. The last person must have lit it behind. Caught the one before. Grab and put it away. Could come in handy. Start the cab and it's back on the ground. Okay. Alright, I will take that. Alright, where are we at here? Nah, I don't think I really need to pick up Herb this time. I think Herb can stay over there. I need to go do another informant probably. So, let's go do that. I don't really think I need to get Herb. I think I can leave. Why is it shaking? No. Group of teens in front of a kebab joint, noisy in the high spirits. It's fine. I gotta do some informant work here. I got 3 days. You leave your taxi behind and walk towards the last victim's building. Charles Bonfrere was killed in his parking garage. The large metal garage door is firmly closed. Wait for a car. Well, if there's a shady corner there, you can discreetly keep an eye on the door without being seen. You grin and bear it. From time to time, you jump in place to warm yourself up. The hiding place is probably the same one the killer used a few weeks ago. With each passing minute, you sense his presence until the garage door starts to shake. When sleds start to rise, a car suddenly bursts out of the garage. Take the opportunity to slip inside. Your eyes take a few seconds to adjust to the darkness. You head down the ramp into the garage. There are about 30 spots, and almost all of them are full. The cars are very nice. Sedans, convertibles, a bright red sports car. You're in a wealthy neighborhood. According to the police report, Charles Bonfrere was murdered right here in his empty parking spot. He used to be a notorious leader of the right-wing extremist party. He was murdered at the age of 84, long after retiring from politics. It was a surprise for everyone. You light up the crime scene with a flashlight on your phone. There is still a brown stain on the wall in front of you. The message written in chalk has been washed off. A voice rings out in the garage. Hey, what are you doing? This is private property. Turn around and see a rather elderly man, probably the concierge. He shines his flashlight in your direction. I'm lost. Lost? You think I'm a fucking idiot? Go, get out of here or I'm calling the cops. You walk back up the ramp towards the exit. The concierge opens the garage door. As you step aside, you hear a concierge say, I see you lurking around there again, I'm calling the cops. You make your way back to the cab. You glance back at the building. The furious cruiser is gone. So behind the wheel, short of breath. Got nothing from that. That's great. Love that. Okay, so let's look here. We're getting into the thick of it now. Who am I close to? I think I'm close to this one. Let's go here. Make a little bit of dough. Make a little bit of dough. Yeah, we'll accept that. Passenger gets into the cab and gives you her address. Her voice is muted, far away. Start the cab. She appears rather meek, subdued, like she's about to fade away. Look up at her. She turns her gaze, but she's not there. As if you weren't looking at an actual person, but a silhouette instead, in the shape of a human being. Everything alright? There's no surprises there. Yes, I'm fine, thank you. Her eyes in the rearview mirror tell another story. Music? Music? Pauses. Oh no, if you want. She breaks off again. What kind of music do you have? Whatever's on the radio? Never listen to the radio. I don't really know what's any good. Maybe she seems to be weighing her options. Classical? Pauses uncertainly, then fine. I listen to classical. There's a radio search button to find a classical station. We're in the middle of a symphonic explosion. Ah, holler. There's any stations if you want. No, Muller's fine. Don't dislike it. There's a slight drawl in her voice, like an old tape played in slow motion. I listened to Mahler on occasion. My parents loved him. Okay. You said you didn't listen. Anyways. Mahler, in my mind, is somehow associated with my thesis. Your thesis? Yes. Not another word. She turns her head slightly as if thinking about something unpleasant. What's the subject? Progressive nuns of Rothsay Abbey at the dawn of the industrial era. There the cab seems icy. Sounds very specific. Extremely. Too much so, no doubt. But the research is terribly limited and... how should I put it? She sighs. It's deadly boring, a subject that no one's interested in. My thesis supervisor for a start, my parents, my ex, worst of all, even me, stares at you. The subject is a trap. It's never been explored. It informs our perception of women in the 18th century. But no one is interested in it. That's how it goes. I got used to my thesis, to the subject. The theses are rarely interesting, you know. But I think I've hit rock bottom. You shouldn't say that. I don't need your pity. She speaks in cold, calm tones without any honesty. You find it disconnected to it. I chose the path I'm on. I'm entirely accountable for that. She hesitantly lifts her head. But I'm the one who chose my thesis. Me and no one else. To be honest, it will no doubt be the only thing that remains of me when I die. What if you tried something new? New? Like what? I have no practical skills whatsoever. You know how to drive? She stares at you. As a matter of fact, yes. I do. Then you can drive a cab. Brief pause. See what you're hinting at, but I don't think I'd be able to do it. I'm sure your job requires more than driving skills. I'm not very good with people. I wasn't at first. Then, day after day, I got to know people better, understand them. Something you learn. Close her eyes. I'd like to believe you. Taxi driver is just an example. There are a dozen of jobs that don't require any particular skills, as you said. You have to give it a go, try your luck. Me, before I did this job, I thought I was no good for anything. And someone gave me a chance, trained me, gave me a break off. The only one that's visibly moved. I shed tears glisten in the darkness of the cab. Sorry. Don't be, it's nothing, it's me. Marie smile tugs at the corner of her mouth, as if she enjoys the thought of seeing loathsome people suffer. My parents think, her voice falters, she is unable to go on. It takes her a few seconds to pluck up the courage to speak again. My parents think I've made a mess of my life. I know they do. They haven't said so, of course. They are there for me, they help me, but deep down, they know it's too late. Sympathy of the radio takes a dramatic, tormented turn. 28. I'm doing a doctoral thesis on 18th century nuns. My brothers went to top business schools and in MBAs. They're married and have children. Me, I'm compiling pages and pages of information on nuns. Above the pastor's address, an opulent-looking building in the 16th arrondissement. The woman is perfectly still, seeming paralyzed. I'm very grateful for you for even trying to cheer me up. Without success, but I really appreciate you trying. Trace of a smile plays across her lips. I believe that everyone has a purpose in life. She shrugs. I don't. She hands to the fare that exits the cab without a word. A moment later, she's walking away, heading towards the building. Just these little... I suppose it makes this game look really, really good. Like, it's like... You just get a glimpse of these people, about their life, about these characters of their lives, right? And you can do that. You can take the time just to talk to anybody like this. And just get a glimpse. And maybe just... That's all they need is just to talk. And just to get some things off their chest. And maybe to someone completely random who's not going to judge them or not even say anything to, you know, maybe never even see them again. You know, it's very, like, for me, it's very, like, spiritual. Crossing paths with somebody that you may never just see again and just be like, yeah, this is my life, and I wanted to share it with you. Just in passing, and knowing that I might not see you again. But letting me tell you means more than you realize. So that's really, really cool. I really like what this game's doing. You sit there a moment longer and start up the cab. It's like the game just knows what I'm doing over here. Like, I want to take a minute on that one. I'll take that. Okay, night's getting old. It is, it's after 2 o'clock. I got one more informant. I think I'm gonna try to go get it. That's gas, okay. Yeah, one more over here. That's relatively not far away, it's a straight shot. So I feel like I can get over there. I might be able to get one more. I don't want to try to get gas. I do have a paper here. Read the news. I don't want to read and drive. I'm trying to get one more informant. Here. Police archives look like any other building in Paris. No sign, nothing to make it stand out, but this is where all the case files and criminal records are stored. You know the place well. For several months you spend a lot of time with the woman who directs it. She's a regular passenger, calling upon you almost every night, first as a driver, and then you can see her shape from across the street. Try to prevent your brain from going there, but it has a mind of its own. She's as beautiful as ever. You get out of the cab. I was over the sidewalk to the other side. I'm not going to lie. I was surprised by your request. Lights up a cigarette. She still has that cold, distant look about her. You know it's just a facade. Don't smoke anymore? No, I'm trying to quit. There's trouble articulating with a cigarette in her mouth. Good luck with that. I just can't manage. She runs a hand through her hair. Her wedding band shines under the street lamp. You're freezing. Listen, I'm sure you know I'm not allowed to give you this kind of information. But if it was you, but if what you said was true, then you get the impression she's reaching for your side. Her hand brushes over your wound. Think about her body, her habits. She used to call you in the middle of the night. Pushed around, and the first 3 victims were not part of the data leak. Shit. Shit indeed. That means the information about Besem, Bulgarian, and Argentine, and then an Argentinian one. Gorodischer. Yes, that's it. Gorodischer. It all came from someone who had access to their criminal records. That help? You attempt to smile. Yes, it's better than nothing. A moment of silence. Ling takes a drag of her cigarette like there's no tomorrow. She places a bit to warm herself up. You should go over sometime. What do you think? You grin. Used to sleep together. When things with her husband weren't so good. Sounds good. Then let me just finish all this. Yes, of course. Give me a call when all this is over. Looks deep into your eyes. You look down. Her hands are shaking. With a smile, she puts her cigarette out. You gotta run. Need a taxi? It's very kind of you, but it's going to pick me up in a little while. Good luck. Bridge is out of view, affectionately, then stops. Decided to cross the street to put some distance between you as quickly as possible. Get into the cab and rub your hands together. Time to get back to your shift. Okay. So they had access to the criminal records. This is really starting to look like, oh boy. We have a little more time left. We can pick up one more person, I think. It's definitely the closest. We got to get a little bit of money, so that's what we're doing. Just don't end my night just yet. Yes. Make it snappy. Okay. We got you. Pastor who settles in the back seat could be a male model. Just a good-looking fella. Look at that handsome jawline. Look at that guy. He asks you to take him to Charles de Gaulle Airport. His voice is mild and pleasant. Since your pastor wants to talk about the killer, it's simple. Since the murder, everyone thinks they know something. Everyone thinks they saw something. The pastor is no exception. You watch him in the rearview mirror as he adjusts his clothes, checks his breath, obviously primping. Drive people to the airport all the time, then bring along a suitcase or a bouquet of flowers. The pastor doesn't have either. He's looking at himself in the rearview mirror, his lips part, and he runs his tongue over his teeth. Nothing stuck in my teeth, right? Shake your head no. I wonder why he's going to the airport. I wonder why I'm going to the airport, aren't you? You sure do, Phil. Yeah. Yes. I could tell you were curious. I'll tell you, it's a secret. His voice has changed. Phil was about to deliver a speech. They are too smart for us, men. Too smart. They're on to us the minute we try to hit on them. You are 100% correct. He crinkles his nose as if there were a bad smell in the cab. There are dozens of books on how to get lucky, on how to score, but they all make the same big mistake. You know what that mistake is I'm talking about is? Funny. They're stupid. You probably haven't read the right ones. Your comic clearly isn't going to stop him. He carries on, business as usual. Let me clarify. All those books about hitting on women never tell you where their best hunting grounds are. A theatrical pause. Airports. Another theatrical pause. But right? When airports are lonely, emotional, and available. Look at that side-eating, shit-eating grin. On the street, we're always in a hurry. Don't have any time. At the movies or museums, they don't want to be disturbed. But at the airport, Phil's very proud of himself. He remains silent, and he crinkles his nose and sniffs again. Is it me, or is there a funny smell in your cab? You sniff too. Sorry, I don't smell anything. He shrugs and goes back into his monologue. Personally, I prefer old women. Alright. Sorry. Single moms who are at the airport to pick up or send their kids to their exes. They are waiting at the unoccupied miner's counter to get information about a late flight or a gate change. Walk over to the counter, look at the flight information, and pretend to be worried. Sister, I say, I'm waiting for my little sister. She never has been to Paris before. I'm going to take her to the Louvre. She wanted to work in fashion someday. She's already very talented. I'm hoping everything is okay, that she had a good flight. She means the world to me. She's my half-sister, but I love her like a sister. Small, he takes another sniff, glances around the cab, and picks up where he left off. It must smell like shit in there. Half-sister line. It works every time. Divorced parents, remarried. Every time. Burst out laughing. No, Todd. Word of advice, though. You have to get there early. Make a day of it. Keep an eye out on the domestic flights, the delays, the companies. There's a little preparation, but I usually go home with 20, even 30 numbers. You sure it isn't because you're just a good-looking fucking dude? Like you... It's 6 hours? Not bad, huh? Keep going. Another thing. I wouldn't recommend Orly. The counters are a disaster there. You have to go back and forth between the different levels. It's exhausting. The neon lights, they ruin your eyes. No, Rosary is definitely the way to go. The domestic flights terminal. Rubs his hands together. I can feel it. Today's my lucky day. It's going to be amazing. They're going to fall for me big time. You can't resist. You give us a light cough and say, "Excuse me, do you mind if I ask you a personal question?" Of course, not at all. Anything to help you understand my game plan. Do you really need to go through with all that? I'm not sure I understand what you're getting at. Well, rather attractive physically. And? Is it really necessary to go all to the trouble to pick up women? Do a woman like you? That's besides the point. It's more efficient, more productive. I go on to make twice a week, and I end up with dates for several weeks. And it's also a lot easier. It's less, how should I put it, personal. I don't ever get serious, and that's what I'm looking for. You see what I mean? You're afraid of women. What does that have to do with anything? Talk about women as if they might hurt you. So you hurt them to protect yourself. Burst out laughing, but you can see he's uncomfortable. Wow, you're a shriek and a cab driver, am I right? I have to say, it's a great idea for drumming up more business. It's a downright revolution. Another nervous laugh. Talking about scoring here. No need to get all worked up. It's not like anyone died or anything. Slight tremor in his voice. They don't want to give me their number. They don't give me their number. I never insist. A lot of guys do stuff that are worse, right? So enough of the feminist bullshit theory. They pick up artistes. Cab pulls over to drop off point. Passenger pays the fare in a hurry. Climbs out of the cab, then turns around. Somewhat hesitant. To be very honest, shouldn't talk to your passengers like that. His voice takes an unpleasant, whining tone. It's not very professional. If I had an ab, I'd give you a bad rating. Squares his shoulders and is about to walk off. Here's your washer cap too. It smells like shit. He walks away. Under the sole of his right shoe, you catch sight of the dark brown spot. You stepped in shit. The passenger disappears in the airport. You hold down the backseat window and start the cab. Alright, he did not tip me. What an asshole. Alright, well I guess it's bedtime for me, right? What is this? What? Can I... You have met Hossein. No bonuses this time. Bust it. Take a few minutes to update your board with new clues. I got some major clues. The bus goes by making the walls shake. You saw and get to work. Alright, so, can we just move him off completely? Can't. Okay, this one. You, Salim, are starting to really look suspectful. This one, yeah. So, yeah, he would have that, but so would he. It's definitely these two, I think, between these two now at this point. here. Killer fought victim 3. Killer fought victim 1. Victim killed with 1 bullet. Victim's killed with more than that. Killer left a message at chocolate room. 3 crime scenes. Victim 1's name's couch. Victim 1, his name's couch when he was a kid. Victim 1. Alright, so again. Okay. Those 2, okay, so that victim 1 met Salim. So I'm just saying, a lot of it is just looking at Salim right now. So alright, so I think that's all I can really do, honestly. End the night there. Go to bed a little early. A heavy hand, you wipe your tired face. Slide onto the open sofa bed. Events of the day running through your head. Streets, the passengers, their faces, their problems. Your brain's running full speed. Your body aches. You are in pain. Tell you need to get more sleep. Glance at your investigation board. And say you don't quite know what's happening around you anymore. For a short moment, the room around you starts to flutter. Shake your head, and your mind wanders for a second. Suddenly, you're asleep. I mean, I'm feeling pretty good about Salim right now. You open one eye. Find your studio calming. There's something special about living in a garret. Like yours is the last place before the sky starts. Get up quickly. A few minutes later, you're outside of your studio. Night 5. That's where we're going to stop. It is late. It is time for me to get some sleep. I'm probably going to exit off this and be like, oh, look, there's somebody I really need to pick up. Just look. No. Okay. Let's stop there. Loving. What are you doing? Okay. Loving the game. I mean, it's great. I am having a blast playing this game. Sorry, I had to break it up this one. I was going to do a longer video, but break it up in parts, but I had to break it up in other parts because my dad fell. So sorry about that, but those things happen. So thank you guys very much for watching. This game is just, I mean, great. I'm loving it. I'm loving the choices of getting into the serious stuff, then enjoying just learning people. It's so good. Very well made game so far. So thank you guys very much for watching. Like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.